In the mid-1970s, 8 Finnish patients died from AG induced by clozapine. Clozapine was withdrawn from the market and banned in Europe. But clozapine had been effective in treating previously untreatable patients, and patients who had responded well to treatment with clozapine were relapsing. How many people died from clozapine? Despite being subject to stringent controls and patient monitoring, clozapine has in fact been linked to more than 7,000 deaths since it was licensed to treat. The Times analysis shows an average of more than 400 clozapine-linked deaths have been reported to the Medicines and Healthcare Product Regulatory Agency each year for the past decade. The Medicines Watchdog Yellow Card reporting scheme also gets around 2,400 notifications a year of suspected serious reactions to the drug. Nikki Holmes, a consultant mental health pharmacist, said, "Every single death from clozapine is an absolute tragedy." Clozapine was first produced in 1958. It was marketed from 1970. It began killing patients after multiple deaths in Finland. It was banned there, then across Europe. The major problem was agranulocytosis. The PMJ feature mentioned agranulocytosis among other side effects without emphasizing agranulocytosis as prime key danger. Research on clozapine stopped in 1976. The recent sad deaths of Julie McPherson and Tom Jackson are part of the clozapine pattern. Julie McPherson, 54, died while under the care of Oxley's NHS Foundation Trust in May 2016 after being put on a trial of clozapine. Even though she did not have psychosis and begged not to be put on a medication, McPherson had addiction problems, borderline personality disorder, and was distraught after her marriage ended, but her family was shocked at the drug's side effects. She looked different, sounded different, had lost her sense of humor, cognitive function, coordination. She couldn't eat properly, dress, or wash. It was horrendous to see, said her sister Sarah McPherson. She was an attractive, intelligent person, but on clozapine, she was unrecognizable. Initially, the family was told she had died from a hereditary heart condition, but an inquest established that clozapine was a factor in her death. The family had raised concerns with the various health officials, but the dosage was increased, resulting in McPherson becoming frail. There was a thing called the clozapine shuffle. Her sister said, "It literally knocks them out. It's awful. It's like something from the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. Some people respond very badly to it." The coroner's report found that McPherson died as a result of choking because she was unable to chew or swallow her food. Her sister explained earlier this year the coroner wrote to Hancock identifying as a key issue the trust failure to respond to the family's concern about the impact clozapine was having on McPherson. "I don't think they know the risks," Sarah McPherson said. "There's not a lot of knowledge out there unless a psychiatrist has a case, but there are so many side effects." Tom Jackson died in August 2016 at the age of 24 as a result of clozapine toxicity, pneumonia, and treatment-resistant schizophrenia, according to the coroner's report. He had suffered a traumatic childhood and was described by his sister Laura as vulnerable, very kind, and sensitive, someone that people took advantage of. By 13, he was on heroin and using cannabis. Bullied at school, he often played truant. Bold warning signs that he was in trouble. His sister said he dropped off everybody's radar. These signs weren't being picked up. His drug use morphed into psychosis, and he contracted hepatitis, subject to compulsory mental health order because he was considered a danger to himself and others. Jackson was sent to St. George's Hospital, Stafford, where he spent more than a year on clozapine. He did seem to be doing well on it. His delusions were calming down and he didn't seem to be expressing the thoughts he had once done, but these side effects were too great. His sister said staff failed to spot rising toxicity levels in his blood plasma. The coroner has now written to Hancock saying, "It appears that many staff are not aware of the significance of this medication, particularly when considering potential side effects and warning signs of deterioration, and has called for more regular monitoring of toxicity levels. Clozapine is heavily restricted in other countries, but concerns about its potentially fatal side effects in the UK appear not to have been heeded. 5 years ago, the Observer reported postmortems into deaths of 4 men in psychiatric unit at St. Andrew's Hospital in Northampton had concluded that antipsychotic medications such as clozapine were possible contributory factors." An internal report commissioned after their death stated, "Staff dealing with patients who are taking high-dose antipsychotics, polypharmacy, multiple medications, and particularly clozapine should be familiar with side effects profile and be alert to the possibility of deterioration in physical health that may indicate a potential serious or life-threatening adverse reaction or side effect." Both Julie and Tom's cases illustrate that whilst clozapine can undoubtedly be an effective drug for many people, its dangerous side effects mean that more careful monitoring is essential, said Ann Moore, a solicitor at Lee Day, who represents the families of McPherson and Jackson. "Sadly, when considering the cases I've dealt with, there does not seem to be good knowledge among clinical and nursing staff on the side effects to look out for when toxicity is occurring." Moore said issues around patients' consent also need to be carefully considered, as the side effects can have such dramatic effect on the individual's daily life, shown starkly in Julia's case.